Hey everyone, today I will be making my video presentation on my project, which is called Design of a Mind Control Hand Prosthesis to make it more accessible for the Mexican population. So before I start talking about what have I done in my research, it will be important to clarify some of the key concepts. So we'll be talking a lot about brain-computer interfaces, and this type of technology basically offers the potential of users to control external devices using only thoughts. So you can actually control like a computer cursor or a monitor screen using only your imaginary movements. So this actually has to do a lot with machine learning. Why? Because the algorithm for brain-computer interfaces divides itself into these different sections. So you have to acquire a lot of signals, which are neural signals or encephalographic signals provided from the brain. Then you have to do some kind of signal processing, which basically consists on extracting features that you will be working with and classifying these signals, which is usually a machine learning algorithm. And then you have to output it into some type of application. So my application here was a design of a mind-controlled hand prosthesis. And then you have to provide some kind of sensory feedback to the sensor that you are working with. Yeah, so encephalographic signals are just signals that provide from the brain. You use electrodes to read from the brain, and they are on different frequencies, which mean different types of things to the computer. So what have I done with this technology? I developed a mind-controlled hand prosthesis that can control itself using the thoughts of the person. So if the person imagines the movement of her left hand, then the hand opens, and if the persons imagine the movements of her right hand, then the hand closes. So the research divided itself into three main parts. So part one basically consists on acquisition of the encephalographic signals. So first, the user she had to sign a ethical consent letter informing that there is no risk for the experiment. Then I had to position the unicorn hybrid block headset, which is a headset that has different types of sensors, which are electrodes, and different types of positions. So I focused myself on position C3 and position C4. Well, because these two positions have to do with the cognitive part of the brain, specifically related to left and right hand. So then I had to build a live streaming layer on Visual Studio to connect all of the data, which is read in real time from the headset into the computer and into OpenBI, which is a software that I used to develop the experiment. Then I had these training sessions with a person where I placed this arrow, which is called Grass Visualization Motor Imagery Online. So these arrows actually point left or right randomly. So when the user saw a left arrow, she thought about moving her left hand. And when the user thought about saw the right arrow, she had to move her right hand. Just like this, like open and close, open and close. And then on the testing session, she only had to imagine the movement, not actually perform it, just imagine it. During all the time, I recorded all the data in different files in order to work with them later. So part two consisted on actually classifying the data and working with all of the data and filtering the data. So for that, I had to build a connection with Python using, again, serial communication and a live streaming layer in order to stream all of the large amount of data into the different machine learning algorithms that I will be working with, which were a linear discriminant analysis, a support vector machine, and a multi-layer perceptron. So I had to place all of the different files that I have been acquiring from the different training sessions and concatenate it into a single file so the generic stream reader could actually interpret it. And from there, I had to extract different features from there, which most importantly were the left and right features. And part three consisted on the assembly of the prosthesis, which is the CAD design, the electronic circuit, and the assembly of it like mechanically. And I also had to interact with C++ in order to receive the byte of information to know if my hand will actually move, will close or open, depending on what the user is thinking. So here are the final designs, the CAD design and the actual model, as you can see it in here. So during all of my research I specifically focused on SDG 10.2, which is to reduce inequalities in between countries, especially specifically on people. Specifically because there are no Mexican companies that actually focus on brain computer interfaces, and this is really a non-invasive design where you don't have or require costly implants on your brain, and it is pretty accessible. So here are some of the results of the testing algorithms. The linear discriminant analysis obtained the training set accuracy was of 84.7, which was the highest. So this means that there was a linear relation between what the user was thinking and what the user was actually doing. So in conclusion, I developed an adaptation of the cyber-basic mechanical hand with its CAD design and all the electrical components. And I was also able to develop an algorithm that can actually translate users' thoughts into external commands using an LDA. And this algorithm achieved an 84.7 in the testing suite. So these are some of the places where I have taken my research, especially because I really love this project and I want to let people know about the amazing things that can be done using brain-computer interfaces. And I really want to encourage more researchers and academicals from Mexico to actually dive deep into this topic so more and more people can actually get to know the really beautiful things that can be done using your neural signals and how can you actually work with them. So thank you very much. Here are my contact information in case you have any further questions about the project or just want to talk or you get to know me better. It will be okay. Thank you.